Yeah. Yeah, ngiyakuva mfowethu. Yeah, ngiyakuva bhuti, angiva wena. Ngiyakuva. Anaka. Yeah, ngiyakuva wena. Eish.
Good afternoon from the Lowveld here at Uplands College. Welcome to the second last round of the CSA T20 between Mpumalanga Rhinos and the Free State Knights. Gareth Dukes opening the bowling, coming into Snyman. First ball, good length, dabbed into the offside for one. It turned out to be a lovely afternoon. A bit of rain yesterday, quite a bit of rain this morning, with rain predicted today, but it looks like we have seen the last of the rain, hopefully, and ready for an exciting challenge here. Big game here. Free State Knights, if they win today, they guarantee promotion back to Division 1 next year, so all to play for. And obviously Mpumalanga Rhinos have still got an outside chance of making the semi-finals, but would need a victory here today and in the final game on Wednesday. Alongside me is Ryan and Ali. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Definitely a good day of cricket today. Looking forward for it. Looking forward to the Mpumalanga Rhinos pulling one through.
Another good length delivery by Gareth Dukes, hitting a hard length early up. And a play and miss by Kluti. So we've got the top 6 of Free State, actually the top 5 more than likely, are all striking over 140. So expect a bit of fireworks, especially in a power play, and they'll look to get off to a flyer and obviously carry on as the innings progresses. Slightly fuller, going across Kuti, big drive, play and miss. One change for the Free State Knights. Dane Pete, who has had to return back to America. He can't be out the country for X amount of time to be eligible to play for America. And in his place comes Clayton Bosch, and Mpumalanga Rhinos remain unchanged. Dukes at the umpire, but fuller, going across, another big whoosh, play and miss again by Kuti. Good start here by the Rhinos between bowler and captain, but decided against the first slip in again. Fortunate there for Kuti, banged in, played it slightly early, got a leading edge, and it's looped up to square leg where mid wickets run around and hasn't quite got there. So first impressions of this pitch after 8 balls is a little bit stoppy, which is understandable. Under the covers, a little bit of moisture, just holding a bit in the pitch. So you can probably expect a few variations and heavy lengths just to see what variable bounce and pace comes out of this pitch. So I think from a captain, a coach's perspective, I think if you bowl very good test match lengths and lines, and just see what the pitch does from there. No need to try too many things too early here. Good hard length again by Henderson. Little inside edge from Garnet Tar, and dot ball. I think already discussion there. Two batters talking to each other, saying it's a bit slightly slow, on the slow side, so need to adjust. Drop onto the leg side for single. I think we're going to probably find this, guys, that these two batters will look to rotate to strike and really capitalize on a bad ball if it's delivered, but otherwise they just look to rotate to strike and keep the scoreboard ticking, and knowing the wickets in hand at the end, because you'll probably find the last 5, 10, 5, 7 overs will be a lot easier to bat. Older ball and not too much movement, and then they can capitalize on a few runs then.
Well weighted there and dab down to third man. Different approach.
Very much so. From what striking, instead of striking 140 and having a big, go hard at it from early, they're realizing now you've got to change their approach. Yeah. 2 overs in, the score is 10 for 1.
A very good start by the Mpumalanga Rhinos, especially the fact that they're trying by their all means to keep their opponent under pressure, even though you can see that the Knights are also actually doing their best, their opponents under pressure. So it's going to be a great game all in all, as you have said, that the Knights are looking forward to win this one, to get a promotion, as well as the Rhinos are also looking forward to win it. That's a good ball from good bowling from Isaac, actually not Isaac,
Dukes.
from Dukes.
I think Dukes is really hitting good areas here outside off and forcing the batters to play shots. I don't think it's easy out there at the moment, but as long as he keeps on hitting these areas and enticing the guys to drive to a packed offside, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
Two full there from Dukes, half volley, cleared his front leg and driven straight down the ground by Clutie. Missed his first ball. I think he's probably bowled a bit too full, and capitalised there by Clutie.
You can see that he's trying everything that he can to get the batsman playing the shots. So probably was trying to also to get him driving towards them mid-off or mid-on. Perhaps it went a bit too full for him.
Better length, but a bit more width there, and which has let Clutie free his arms and hit that over extra cover for a couple of bounces full. Previous one was slightly full, and this one was a bit too much width, letting Clutie free his hands and go. Got a ball slightly tighter here, and trying to, like I said, hit that hard test match length and see how they play from there. Slight off cutter there from Dukes, left-hander. Good length, and Clutie's just backed away and cut him to deep backward point for a single. good plans, well bowled to his field there. Slight cutter and couldn't get back of a length, so he couldn't go through the line and worked it out onto the offside.
It's up in the air. A dropping shot over mid-on. You can see that they are ready to play shots and they are going for it. So it's going to be a lot of hard work for the Mpumalanga Rhinos.
Definitely, Ali. I think they just needed an over, or 2 overs basically it was for a bit of a sighter, as they call it. But I think now they've understanding what actually shots to play here, and now it was like they're back onto now this cutter slightly fuller, and Kutti's managed to hit that straight, but good fielding by Ngazi at mid-on keeps it down to 1 run. End of the 3rd over, 21 for 1.
Most of the attacking shots in front of square have been airborne, for at least a good 10 meters or so. So the guys are struggling to keep them down. I know that maybe 1 or 2 have been intentionally airborne, but opportunities are there for the catches. So Mpumalanga Rhinos are going to have to be on their toes here and catch them when they come, as they say. Still a little bit too paced, this wicket at the moment. (21 for 1) as Henriksen comes in. Pulled away just in front of square. Good shot. Waited on nicely, got on top of it.
Not too short that by Henderson, but a great shot. Swiveled on it, pulled in front of square, and raced the boundary. Too quick for the deep square leg to cut it off. It's a demoralizing shot that for a bowling perspective. Not a bad ball, but execution by the batter was very good.
Almost exactly the same ball there. Same similar shot, different effect completely. A good result for the Rhinos.
Credit to Henderson, kept the same hard length. Great shot the previous ball, stuck to his same plan. Bowled pretty much a similar ball, and Kutti's tried the same shot and got a bottom edge and castled into his stumps. Big wicket that. Kutti was accelerated nicely, and that's the end of him for 21 or 14 balls.
Good response by the bowling attack, having the fact that they looked pretty much flexible on playing their shots, and very good job by Henriksen for breaking that partnership that was slightly looking to run away from the Mpumalanga Rhinos.
That just shows it's important to stick to your plans, eh? If you've got a plan and you're going to bowl to your certain areas, you've got to stick to it. And Innings showing that. He came out tops there. But it's still early on in the game, so maybe too early to talk. He's got to keep it in these areas. I think it's with the wicket being a little bit slow, guys. If you do drop it slightly short, the batsman is going to have time to get in line and possibly work it away. But later on, I think the guys will be playing a little bit straighter on those fuller balls.
Yeah, I think it's, you probably want to err slightly shorter than too full. I think too full, they're going to, as we saw in the last over, it's going to free their hands and go through the line and realize that you've got to actually hit hard through the ball. But there's always the variable bounce, variable pace if you do pull your lengths slightly back, which we obviously saw there the previous ball. The one that he pulled for 4 came on quite nicely, and I'm guessing that one either kept slightly low or just stopped on the pitch and got a bottom edge from that and dragged it on.
looked like an almost identical area, so it just shows you the differences in the pace of the wicket at the moment. But I'm sure that will even out as the day goes by and the wicket gets a bit of chance to dry. There's a gentle breeze coming from the swimming pool end, and the sun is coming out, so it's a beautiful day for cricket here at Uplands College.
Good hard test lengths again by John Henderson, and still finding a slight little bit of movement early on here in the fourth over. Two new batters at the crease, so they're looking to possibly get another wicket or maybe even two in this power play, knowing that the Knights still look to go after the bowling, especially in the power play.
Airborne again, coming down the wicket to Henriksen. Very little respect, as Henriksen has a few words to say to the new batsman.
Just dropping shot there in front of Kenny. It was a good bowling attack from Henriksen. They've got a lot to play for today, and it is not forgetting that it is the coach's birthday today, Mbasa.
Yeah, I'm sure the Rhinos would love to give Coach Mbasa a good birthday present. Henderson, it's a hard length, short length, pulled out to deep square just for the single. Good end to the over. 28 for 2 or 4 overs.
This is a good start by the Rhinos, using the conditions, taking advantage of winning the toss. I think they'd be happy to be in this position right now, but it's still early doors. So let's see how this pans out. We've got a new bowler coming in. It looks like Herman Rolfs. He's usually quite a handy bowler to come in first change.
Yeah, good replacement for Gareth Jukes. He'll come again, hit a hard length as well. Look to capitalise on any variable pace or bounce and see what it has to offer. It's got deep square out, fine leg up, deep square out, and third man out on the offside. So regulation fill, but you're looking to hit a hard, heavy length. Good start, leg stump line, just on a length. Forrester just trying to get used to the pace of the pitch. Another big strike of the ball is Forrester. Won't hang around if the ball's up there in his half. Side hesitation, good fielding by Junior, and Provincial ran there, almost mix up in the middle of the pitch there, but both batters managed to get back before a throw was needed.
A bit of pressure creeping in there for the Knights. As you can see, even the shout was a sign of saying, no, take it easy. We are under a bit of trouble here. We need to pull it back a bit so we can be able to graft once again and build a good solid partnership. 28 for 2 just after 4 overs. A very good start by Mpumalanga Rhinos, especially the bowling attack. They've been bowling in pairs.
Good areas here again by Rolfs. I think if you have a look at the shots that have been played, they haven't been really looking for the ones and twos like a slow wicket might demand. So it's interesting to see that the possibility for missing out on a lot of ones and twos early on could have changed this scorecard quite considerably.
Yeah, just reaching for the ball the last couple. Obviously, you know, there are stroke makers, the top 6 here, and you know, like the ball coming on, just not coming on enough for them to actually get through the line. Cliffy played a couple of shots, but the rest have had to rein it in a bit. Obviously, the bowlers have bowled some good lengths. Rolf's just coming in, he's bowled. Oh, no ball there by Rolf's. Free hit coming up. They have on the whole bowled good areas, and obviously you can see Rolf's has come and decided to bowl a few cutters as well. Picking up that it's, you know, is a slow pitch, and now that, you know, new balls a bit older, and not much swing on, as we know, with these white balls don't swing after an over or two, so looking just to mix up and still bowl good areas. Wide ball.
Another chance at it.
Yeah, moved across. Free hit again. Fortunately, we don't have the IPL where you can review a wide. None of that here today, but you know, bowlers looking to follow the batter, go away from the batter. They go outside off, your wide line does move. So, but I think that was just slightly too wide. Free hit once more. In comes Rolfs. Big hit high up on the bat, and taking it middle for the free hit, but an easy 2. Good hard length there by Rolfs to stop the shot straight over the top. Try to go over the top, but back of a length. Well bowled.
All the fielders here on the ring. That's a good shot over cover. I mean over point. 1, 2, 3. Well, outfield being a little bit slow with all the rain that's come down, and it looks like only the 2.
Yeah, good into that over.
I think with a little bit more pace on the wicket, he maybe with that connection could have got a boundary, but with it being a little bit slower today, even the outfield is a bit slower. But it does surprise me, Neil, that they're choosing to go for the big shots instead of looking for ones and twos. I'm not seeing too many of that. It's just an observation that I've made. All the fielders are back on the ring, on the edge. So, what's your view on that?
I think it's, you know, it's obviously also the batter that is actually, you know, facing on strike. You know, if the ball is there and they want to go through the line and try and hit, and with minimal risk, then they'll continue playing that way. But then obviously the Rhinos realise that by sitting everyone on the ring, that you know, if they see it is there, if it's available to hit like that, you know, a bit of width through your hands, thick edge down to third man for 1, then they'll have a go. Now if you middle that and it goes straight to point, we're obviously not going to run because it's hit it too hard, but I think it's definitely a couple that, you know, it's more the lines that they're bowling probably just outside off, so you can free your arms. If they're bowling possibly the top of middle off, slightly different, but they've got that channel outside, so they're still looking to free their hands and hoping to pierce the gap and get the ball away for a boundary. Saying that, they're still going at 7s and over, which isn't bad. The field spreads after this over, and then you'll see how they'll probably just rotate a lot from there, but just trying to capitalize on the first 6 overs. Slightly bit straight there from Dukes, and leg by down towards fine leg. 4 balls left in the power play. The Rhinos will be happy to get away without conceding a boundary. Hence why everyone's sitting in the ring, so they'll be happy with 1s and 2s, and try and restrict them to 40 odd after the power play for 2, which will be good. Duke's putting in like a second slip, deep second slip there for the ball that goes across the left-hander. Hard, heavy length. There we go. Yeah, slightly straighter. They're going to play it a bit more conservative. I said you don't want to give the batters any room here. But saying that, a little bit of width can bring a couple of wickets, especially if there's a little bit of variable bounce or movement. Three balls left in the power play. In comes Dukes. But shorter there. Tar's gone on the pull.
Another one to the wrist there.
Forrester, gone. Forrester gone on the pool and down to Yasser, hiding at fine leg there after getting hit on his wrist in that first game. Oh, actually hit on the finger. Dislocated his finger. Yeah.
Shorter ball. They sneak through for the cheeky single to the keeper there.
Very good slow ball bouncer from Dukes. Bounce short of Fanikak at behind the stumps and paid it and it ran by. One ball to go of the power play, and will be a great first 6 overs from the Rhinos.
What would your thoughts be on a good score out here, Ali, today?
I think looking at the fact that later on it's going to play much better, and
great shot there over mid-wicket. Picked up nicely off his leg. Sorry, Ali, that was a very good shot, nicely picked up. Sorry, Ali, back to you.
Yeah, I think looking at the fact that later on it's going to play quite nicely, I think 180-220 could be a good score, depending on how it's going to come about later on with the rain. Weather forecast that is actually predicted to be coming a bit stronger later on in the day. So, but 180-220 should be a good score.
Very, very big gap between the 180 and the 220 there, so I think you've got to be more specific. So I can hold you to a score and we can talk about that over a couple of beers later. But I think we're going to be looking at about 160, 170 here. What are your thoughts there, Neil?
Yeah, obviously they got used to what I think Messi sort of got back to the dugout of how the pitch is playing. It's also going to be interesting to see how spin goes on here. Haven't bowled an over of spin yet, so whether that ball is just going to skid on or whether it's going to hold and take a bit of turn, that would be the deciding factor. And I presume that obviously they're realizing that there's still a little bit in this, so they're continuing with the seam option. Rolfs carries on, and now you'll see there'll be a lot of rotation of strike. Now pretty much every ball that gets hit will actually be a single. So yeah, I think I've been watching a few of the Division 1 games, and teams have been in a bit of trouble early on, but they've actually come at the end there. They've actually picked up the rate nicely and end up with some very good scores. I obviously saw that in the IPL yesterday, in both those games yesterday. So it's just going to be, can the Rhinos hold their nerve for the 20 overs in the field? Don't try too much, execute what the plan is, bowl a bit straighter, hit the areas, don't bowl too full or too short, obviously. But I think it just is something there. Possibly just the slowness of it, if that's the only thing. But I don't think it's a free scoring pitch like we saw 2 weeks ago.
Like you said, here come the ones. Still haven't got a figure out of there, Neil.
You're looking at. I mean, I think that at this stage I'll be happy with one. There's 14 overs left. They go at 8-9 over game at 170. So you would possibly back yourself to defend that on this pitch if it doesn't. It is a used pitch, so it might not necessarily just get come on nicely towards the end. But I think it could be out. It is wide, short and wide. Gone a big cut. Has gone a tar and got a thick edge down to third man, and well taken by Henderson on the third man boundary. Big wicket that after consolidation between those two. Tar departs, taking the score to 47 for 3. So, as we all know, by keep taking wickets, it's going to slow the run rate down. So if you keep chipping away and getting, stopping the partnerships, that your final target will slowly come down. 170 now looks a long way away, as it possibly than it did, say, 5 minutes ago. But someone's going to have to come and build an innings and take it from there. So
looks like the Rhinos are hitting good areas there, and I think they're sticking to their plan here. They look quite organised. The field placements look good. So I think it's going to be a tough task this for the ITEC Knights. Someone's got to get in here. Will Forrester get stuck in and stick around to the end to play some big shots at the end to take them over 150? I think the Rhinos bowlers up front here have been fantastic.
I think from from my observation, they've done quite well in terms of breaking the partnership. Like the recent one, it was 22 runs partnership, and they were able to break it. So every now and then, whenever they are doing that, they are putting a lot of pressure onto the ITEC Knights batsmen. However, remember the strike rates, their strike rates, they are above 100, 150, 140. So they just need one game changer. One batsman that will come in and turn things around.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't look the pitch that you can just come in and strike at 140 from the start. As we've seen that most are striking around 100 to get going, but then they've got to back through to try and possibly
they can come through a bit.
Quick delivery by Rolfs. He has got a heavy bouncer, second hard heavy ball we've seen. Possibly didn't come up as much, but good carry through to Fanikak. So mixing it up here, a lot of again another change of bowling, and Sigwili's on left arm, and again no sign of spin, which is quite unusual. Normally we see a spin at least straight after power play, if not in the power play.
Interesting tactic here.
Mo Mayet walking towards us here. Got a bit of work in the field today, running from probably long on to long on. Always putting your best fielders in the high volume areas, which obviously long off and long on are in T20. Siwili, it's good to see him having a bowl. Hasn't actually been required much in the last couple of games, but good young athlete and good promising left arm seamer. Comes in. Ooh, a ball.
Good start there.
It's got a fast action, and this kind of pitch could suit him nicely. He mixes his pace up, and with that fast action you can't actually pick up what he bowls until a lot later. Possibly bowl around the wicket to the right hander, which he is doing. He'll probably look to bowl a couple of cutters here, turn the ball, gripping the ball and turning away from the right hander. Both third man and fine leg are up, so probably he'll take the pace off and try and hit good areas. Here we go.
Holding up a little bit there.
Holding up nicely. Swanepoel not looking for the ball to come on, not coming on, and signaling to Forrester that obviously running his fingers across it. And again, so pretty much bowling to like a spinner's field here. Left arm around the wicket, but just veering it up. But the key to that is obviously maintaining a good area. No point in bowling very short and bowling slow ball very short where you can sit back and hit you out the ground, or bowling a half volley where they can wait for it and go through a line and hit you over your head. So Sigwili comes in again. There we go. Slightly. Looks like 4 slow balls in a row by Sigwili, just bowling his areas, and with that field set and obviously the pace of the pitch, and grips a bit, it's not easy to clear your boundary riders, especially early on. You don't want to see being caught now on a deep cow boundary, 3 down, and with so many overs left. Comes in again. There we go. Again rolls his fingers across it. Misfield there. Managed to get back for 2.
So it's the first misfield that I've seen today. I think the Rhinos have been high energy, really good on the field today so far. I know we're nearly halfway, but the boys have been good. So I think that's one of the reasons why the Knights might find themselves under a bit of pressure here early on.
50 comes up for the ITEC Knights.
Wrong in, but had to be a direct hit because obviously keeper and bowler weren't at the stumps for that. But again, great over by Sigwili. 5 off it.
Good cricket by Sigwili. You can see that he's got a lot of experience in terms of mixing up that pace and making it difficult for the batsman. 52 for 3, just after 8 overs. Dion Forrester on 14, Aubrey Swanepoel on 3. Just 5 runs partnership from the 2. For those who are just joining us, we are coming to you live all the way from Mpumalanga, Uplands College. This is the CSA T20 Challenge Division 2. Mpumalanga Runners up against the ITEC Knights. Another bowling change by the Mpumalanga Rhinos.
Kieran Kenny into the attack.
I always enjoy watching him bowl.
Does bowl with some good pace. I think he prefers bowling to a left-hander, and which will suit him with Forrester on strike. And let's see how he can maintain the good areas that his fellow pacemen have done so far in the first 8 overs. Short first ball, but leg side, pulled by Forrester down to fine leg for 1. Slightly different field to Sigwili. He's got third man and fine leg back.
Kenny.
Mid off up, and obviously mid wicket up, so someone can go back. We've got 5 in the ring, so fine leg stays back. So mid wicket in the ring and mid off in the ring. Looks like he's going to bowl hard, heavy lengths here, similar to what Rolfs did. And he comes, like he does that, back of a length, and pulled out to deep square just for the single. So I think having bowled a bit of pace as well, these kind of pitches, if you hit the deck very hard and you have got a bit of pace behind you, you don't quite know what. No one actually knows how the ball's going to come off the surface. So probably not going to either going to fly through or stop a bit. So it's a hard shot to actually pull it in front of square for a boundary, and especially here at Uplands Cottage, you've got big square boundaries.
So in other words, there's always going to be a bit of risk for the batter.
Yeah, just not knowing exactly, is it going to stop and the ball's going to go straight up, or a little bit like we saw with Clitty, you holds in a pitch and keeps a bit low possibly, and you get a bottom edge and bowl. So straight away Kenny's plan is to hit hard back of a length and utilize more of the square boundaries than the straight boundaries, which is a good plan when they're quite considerably bigger than the straight boundaries. And the first one, he pitches up, drives it, and doesn't quite beat mid off, and Captain Snyman manages to stop that, and they get back for 2.
I must say it is a must-win for Mpumalanga Rhinos. Looking at the log, they've already played 4 games. They're sitting on the second last with only 1 point, or 1 win actually. So if they win this one, they've got a slightly chance of making it to the semi-finals.
Yeah, they've got to win both their last 2 games. Short again, not hit properly, but pulled out too wide, long on, and they're back for 2. So nothing coming really out of the middle of the bat as yet, which the Knights will obviously be hoping that this continues the whole game, which possibly could, but they will obviously find out in the next couple of hours. But seems to have just carrying on with a little bit of variable pace and a bit of bounce. Slight, no run, straight to mid off, another cutter by Kenny, changed it up there and finished over well. Game still 9 overs gone, 59 for 3, and still yet to see an over of spin. So Sigwidis continue, so it's going to be it could possibly go through the 20 overs without having to without bowling it an over of spin, but who knows. Carl Clessy walking around the boundary here, popping in to say hi. So we need to continue over the wicket to the left-hander, same field, third man, final leg up, comes in. Very good areas again. I think it's always going to be a single there, hanging quite far back. I know it's to his left and he is left-handed, but I always say to if you and your partner, if you say yes and go straight away, the chance of you making it, pretty good. Sigwili obviously around the wicket now to Swanepoel. Comes in. Bowls a cutter, a bit too short. Pulled out to deep square, but it's gone slightly behind, and it's gone for 4. Just dragged that down. I could see that just rubbing his fingers on the pitch there. Didn't mean to bowl it that short, but a great shot by Swanepoel, swiveling on it and putting it only about 10 meters from deep squares right for 4. Coming in again, I presume I'll look to do similar but get a bit fuller. There we go, a bit fuller. Driven over, extra cover, and back for comfortable 2. So now as a bowler, you're pretty much telling the batter what you're going to bowl. So it's now crucial that you really hit your margin for error is obviously a lot smaller. So you really got to hit your your very good areas to so that the batter doesn't he kind of knows what's coming, but you really have to good areas. So you can't actually hit the ball in the areas where he wants to. So you're going to try and hit the top of off stump here with the ball going slightly away if you're going to carry on with the little cutters, but you might change it up slightly. There we go. Just outside off stump height and just pushed into the offside for 1. Just missed his areas of first 2 balls of the over, and sorry, the last 2, second and third ball, which went for 6 runs, 4 and a 2, but back on 2 very good areas the last ball. Back to Forrester. Forrester going along on a runner ball, hasn't quite got used to the surface. I think really comes in, bowls it a bit shorter, a bit slower, and almost does Forrester with the pace almost through the shot before it got to him, and just bottom edges onto his pad and rolls away for a dot. Last ball over, big ball to finish. I'm guessing he's going to continue with what he has done, just possibly roll his fingers across it again. Ball. Good finish by Sigwili again, and that's the halfway mark, and the ITEC Knights are on 67 for 3. Forrester on 17 off 19 and Swanepoel on 15 off 13. I think they'll be looking to possibly try and keep Swanepoel off strike as much as possible. Very experienced player and kind of accustomed to adjusting to these conditions, where Forrester slightly more inexperienced, battling a little bit on this type of surface. Kenny to continue from the swimming pool end.
A big chance of seeing Junior Makua coming in to replace Sigwili. You can see him warming up there. Probably had a chat with the captain saying, get ready, time is coming. We haven't seen much boundaries from the game ever since it started. Only 5 4s and 1 6 from Forrester, which is pretty much good bowling from the Mpumalanga Rhinos. Just a flick of the hands and getting 1 run from it.
Gave himself a lot of room on the leg side there, and still followed by Kenny into the pads, and he whipped it away off his pads there quite nicely. Very quick hands, old Swanepoel. He's definitely going to be looking at improvising and playing some out of the textbook, not out of the no textbook shots. He's going to be maybe a little bit inventive to make up for the difficult wicket that's playing on here. Now the ball hits the bright orange pads of the Knights and they scuttle through for 1. Those are the brightest orange pads I've ever seen.
ITEC Knights doing away with their usual full orange kit, which they had over many years, which we accustomed to with Alan Donald and all of those guys. Backs away Swanepoel. Kenny sees him back away, digs it in short, and he just ramps it over the keeper for 4. Well played, realizing that need a little bit of improvisation, like Ryan mentioned, and it's not probably not the pitch just to come in and play normal shots on. You need to be a bit more inventive, and obviously, you know, halfway stage going at 6.7 over, they realize they've got to up the run rate a bit. You know, knowing they've got to get to possibly 150, 160. Kenny in again, followed him, backs away. Kenny follows him with deep square out, 1 bounce into his hands, and that's another single. Good bowling. He's got 3 men out on the leg side, 4 men out at the leg side actually. So Swanepoel backing away, try and hit through the offside where there's more boundary options, but Kenny bowling well, followed him nicely.
I think they caught Arman Ross sleeping there.
It is a big boundary out there, so I think possibly not even Usain Bolt might have got there, but I think that's going to be Forrest's plan. I know he can hit a long ball. He's probably just going to rotate to strike, try and get a single every ball. Give Swanepoel, or if someone else comes in, more of a strike, and then he's going to look to launch in the last 3-4 overs, because he can hit a long ball. We saw him just swing through the line and hit a 6 the last ball of the power play, and without much effort, so he'll probably wait and look to launch in the last couple of overs. Last ball by Kenny. Can he finish the over well? And the answer is no. Down the leg side for a wide. Something that we did see a couple of weeks ago from Kenny, just pushing it down leg for some wides. 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 off the over so far.
Just dropping his head there, not keeping it nice and straight.
I think Swanepoel's also forcing him into errors here, moving around in the crease quite a bit. I think he's making these Rhinos bowlers think.
Well played. Back with a point for down to sweep and offside to finish that over. 77 for 3 off 11 overs. Are we going to see the first introduction of spin? And the answer is no, we're not. Still going with seam. So looks like Junior's still warming up there, Ali.
Yeah.
Which is good, because having played quite a bit of T20, captain can call on you anytime. So you got to be ready. 6 balls can change the game. 1 over can win or lose your game in T20, so you got to be ready. Sigwili around the wicket again into Swanepoel. Come in, gets there. Bowls us, cuts a little bit of width, and Swanepoel swings through the line and hits that over our heads down onto the rugby field below for a big 6. Swanepoel is into stride here nicely now, Ali.
I think just to go back to your first statement that we are not going to see any spin bowling coming in yet, I think he's trying to keep what is working for him at the moment. So the seamers have been doing quite a good job. So that is why perhaps he's keeping Sigwili just to try and force the batsman to play some shots, as you can see now with Swanepoel opening up and going big. Another big shot for 1.
But straighter there from Sigwili, bowling to his field with a deep mid wicket, deep long on and deep square, bowling it into the pitch and pulled out for 1. I think that's the plan. Try and get Swanepoel off strikers for the Rhinos and bowl it Forrester for the time being. Good start to the over by the Knights. Sigwili in, comes in, driven, slapped down the ground, mishit, 1 bounce 4 straight over the bowler's head. Really looked like it didn't get it there. It sounded off the edge, sitting off the middle of the bat, and that's almost carried for 6. So he has a reputation of hitting a long ball, and that was a mishit which almost went for 6. So under pressure here, Sigwili. 11 runs off his first 3 overs. He's got to try and finish the over out here without conceding a boundary. Comes in. That's out. Oh, what a catch! Sigwili drags it, pulls it down. Forrester on the pull, slaps it to wide mid wicket, and Dukes takes a lovely running, diving catch to his right. That ball didn't go probably more than 4 or 5 meters off the ground, and Dukes has made good yards to his right and taken an outstanding catch. Big wicket that. Both batters, obviously, Forrester just looking like he's getting to his stride, but that's the end of him. And again, another partnership starting early, and then the Rhinos get another breakthrough.
41 runs partnership from the two, and a good breakthrough by Sugwil, a good comeback for him after conceding 11 runs already. So he had to pull one through, and a good catch by Roos on the boundary there. At one stage I thought he was a bit napping, but he came back nice and strong. Aubrey Swanepoel on 29, Dean Forrester gone for 22 of 22, 88 for 4, 11 overs gone. It's going to be a long day for the ITEC Knights by the look of things. They're slightly losing wickets, key wickets. Whenever they are trying to build the momentum, that's when they lose a wicket. It's something that they should be working on. But credit goes to Snyman, the Mpumalanga Rhinos captain. He's doing quite a good job on the field and making sure that he keeps what is working for him and not trying to change too many things or trying too many methods to try and win the game.
Patrick Botha, the new batter. So really comes in, second last ball. Bowls, good length, and driven just out for one by Botha. Bringing Swanepoel back on strike. Interesting to see how he plays now, having lost his partner Forrester. But in the way these guys play, probably look to carry on in a similar mode that they have been going at. Sigurdi to finish the over. Great shot. Slightly fuller, a little off cutter, cleared that left leg and slapped it through backward point for 4.
Aubrey Swanepoel looks like one of the batsmen that can be reckoned as the game changer for the Knights. Going quite strong at the moment, 33 of 20 balls, 93 for 4.
Leading by example. And we have the introduction of spin.
Junior Makua. Gregory Motlakwane. Apologies there. Gregory Motlakwane comes into the attack. He has done pretty well on this pitch, taking at least 2 wickets per game from the previous 2 games that they've played here. So let's see what he can do or what he can offer for the Mpumalanga Rhinos. It is still quite a good day of cricket. No sign of rain.
Round the wicket to the left-hander. Starts with a very poor wide down the leg side. Giving Botha a free sighter. Regulation field. 3 men out on the leg side. Slapped into the leg side just for 1. They're going to be looking to, especially to the left-hander, we're looking to push the 2s into that big space running around between deep square, deep mid-wicket and long on. A lot of ground to cover there for the fielders, so they've got to be, hence so they've got Mayeta out there, very quick to the ball. Okay, interesting to see Swanepoel's game plan here against spin. He's very risky, so I'm backing a reverse sweep here, possibly even first ball. Backs away, slaps it, mishits it back to bowler. Botha backing up. Malakwana takes the ball and shies the stumps but misses, and they run an overthrow. Look quite close that. Might have been back in a hut there, Botha, if the ball hit the stumps.
Good awareness there by the bowler. As Botha comes down the wicket, Puts it down to the captain, Yuri Snyman.
Good reflexes there by Gregory Mahlukwane.
That is great fielding in the deep there to get the ball back to the. That was picked up by Motlekwane and rebounded back to the keeper, but great awareness again, getting the danger man out there. The non-striker always, or Berta thinking that he was running to the danger end, but ended up running his partner out.
Yeah, that's pretty poor from Swanepoel, if you ask me. Obviously, you've got to run. You don't know the ball's not coming in from the long on boundary, so Berta ran into the danger end. But for the ball to relay and still get run out shows that. And as it was coming, I was looking and looked like he was coasting. If you'd run that second as full tilt, I'm pretty sure you could have made it or put a dive in. But big wicket that. Unnecessary loss of a wicket by the Knights, but very big wicket here for the Rhinos. And a little bit of pressure now. 5 down, and your top 5 big strikers of the ball that are out. So it's more looking to me as going to be a bit of a, what can we muster up here as a batting unit, as opposed to going for a very big competitive total.
Credit to the fielding side. I think they're doing quite well in terms of making sure that they are not letting those ones and twos come into play into their mind. They've been very spot on in terms of taking a shy also. You could see by the reflexes from Gregory Mahlukwane. So they are not giving anything away. And a good call by Roger, the square leg umpire. That was a good run out by the Mpumalanga Rhinos. Key batsman, Aubrey Swanepoel, gone for 34.
Yeah, so it's the Rhinos will now look to try and squeeze 2 new batters, and they're probably just going to look to push it around for the next 3 or 4 overs. Can't afford to lose any more wickets. That is the end of the 13th over. Score on 99.
If you were the coach of the batting side, what would be your game plan now? It's only 7 overs to go. You're already 5 down, 98 for 5. And you're losing all your key batsmen. How will you approach the game from now on?
You've got to just look to rotate the strike and have a go at the end. Remember, if you hit 3 sixes off the last over, that's 18 runs plus 3 singles. You end up getting 20 runs off the last over. But if you don't have batters that can actually do that, then that's not going to happen. So if you get a runner ball from here, you end up with 140. But if you keep wickets in hand, you end up with 160, which is a competitive score on this pitch. Spin on the northern end as well now with Makua coming on. So interesting to see a spin both ends and try and squeeze and started off with a front foot no ball and getting 2 runs, 3 runs off 0 balls to start the 14th over, and a free hit to come. But sloppy that's a little bit like the Knights running from Swanepoel, just casually approaching and casually running, and costs a wicket and costs a no ball. So free hit coming up here. He's going to look to possibly.
I always struggle to understand how spinners get that wrong.
Yeah, I can understand from a fast bowler, but like you say, not from a spinner. Hold it wider and just try to drag it. but well bowled in the end and only gets 1 run. But that is still 4 runs off the first ball of the 14th over. Patrick Botha. Sorry, Ali.
Not the best strike from Isaac Decisive, having a fact that it's a no ball, so you've got a license to do whatever you can do. So I was expecting him to open up a bit, probably try and clear the boundary. So, but then,
yeah, I think he just got done by the good bowling by the width, bowled a full wide one, and looking to clear his another wide down the leg side to Botha. Not the best of starts by here by Makua. Patrick Botha will look to target the short straight boundary. I know he likes to play straight. Driven that, and another fumble in the field, and an easy single in the end there for Botha. Bit of pressure back on the Rhinos after that Swanepoel run out, and they'll look to really put the pressure on the fielding side with running between the wickets. 2 fast batsmen between the crease. Pulled, swept out there, 1 bounce out to deep square, and just for a single. Sorry, like slog swept there by Igale. I think we're just going to wait for one that's a bit fuller and look to come straight over our heads, and that's going to land safe. Leading edge there from Botha, trying to work onto the leg side for possible 2, and the leading edge has gone over the bowler, and extra cover has come around and hasn't been able to grab it, just bouncing. So it looks like the idea is not to get not to pitch a ball up to Botha, trying to get back of a length so he can't go underneath it and hit it over the bowler's head. Junior Makua just struggling a little bit with his landing run up, hasn't quite found his rhythm yet, but only gone for 5 runs off his 4 balls.
Oh, Junior! Good tunes!
Well bowled. I think bowling wicket to wicket here, just on a good length, is going to be key. Not easy, not quite sure where it's going to skid on, whether it's going to hold and turn. Fielded.
Dukes, backward square, backward point, sorry.
2 dot balls to end it over. Good finish there by Makua. That brings the end to the 14th over. 6 overs left.
One of the things that's been quite impressive is Mohlakwane's fielding off his own bowling. He's been doing a hell of a lot of work in the field here. Anything slightly to his left or right, he's been doing a lot of work getting to those balls. Oh, he runs straight past it, straight through the wicket keeper for byes here. Very unlucky for the bowler there, and very fortunate for the batter, Botha. Could have been found wanting there.
There's one of the local farmers comes flying over his plane, quite low, as you can hear in the background, I'm sure. Botha looking to go down the ground straight. Loves to hit the ball straight, but the Rhinos done their homework and not pitching the ball up to him. Just pulling it back of a length so he can't get to the pitch and hit it, free his hands and hit it over, straight back over the bowler's head. Again, good running by Botha, flicked it out onto the leg side, straight for 2. Big boundaries here at Uplands College, and run that first one hard, and comfortably came back for 2. 114 for 5. Just got out to it and picked out the longest boundary on the ground, and Mo Mayet takes a comfortable catch.
Good strike by Gregory Mahlukwana once again. As I've mentioned earlier on, that he's been very much impressive in his bowling spell. From the previous 2 games that he has played, he's been picking up some key wickets, and again bowling with some clever bowling there from Gregory Mahlukwana, making sure that whatever that he bowls, if you want to try and hit it, you're hitting it straight to the fielders. So it is great bowling from him.
Very happy to get his man there at the end of the over after the mis-stumping in the second ball. Didn't prove too expensive, the mis-stumping, and a good catch out there in the deep.
Puerta coming down, not getting to the pitch of it, so therefore they had to drag it to the long boundary out in cow corner. He's obviously looking to go more straight side screen swimming pool way, where it's a lot smaller of a hit. Still hit it quite cleanly, but extremely long way out there, and didn't have enough on it to carry for 6.
4-9.
114 for 6 midway through the 15th over. The Knights are in a little bit of danger here of not being able to, possibly getting bowled out in their 20 overs, which is pulled back of a length, dragged down, pulled back of a length, single out to deep mid wicket.
$107 for 5.
Picked a gap, got out there, miss-hit, and just for 1. Good fielding by Dukes. Takes the score to 116 for 6.
Keeping us commentators on our toes here. The scoreboard.
15 overs gone, and
116 for 6.
Tian van Vuren, big strong left arm fast medium bowler to the crease, also can hit a long ball, so he has joined Digale, youngster from Grey High School in Port Elizabeth. Makua nice and full, and Digale squeezes out into the gap for 1. Van Vuren on strike. Makua comes in. Oh, here we go. Good fielding off his own bowling. Looking to bowl wicket to wicket. 3 men out on the leg side, big boundary. Just bowling back of a length, wicket to wicket. So hard to get another no ball from Junior Makua. Another unforced error.
Unfortunately, you're not going to get away with these ones and be lucky enough to get a dot ball after each no ball that you bowl.
Van Vuren on strike here. And underneath it, and hits it straight over long on down to the cricket centre for a big 6. Nice little free sighter to get his innings going here for Van Vuren. Takes the score to 124.
Response, a good cheering up by the 12 men. Akulile Makatu, just on the boundary, you can hear him screaming and saying, "Seven's matter," meaning let's work hard, boys. We've got a lot of work to do here, boys. It is the coach's birthday, and we need this one to be able to make it to the semis.
possibly 2 there, but they didn't run it first one hard. But well played for Van Vuren, gone 6-2-1. They're defying the last 4 overs left after this. Possibly get 40 runs, take the score up to 160. Gali pushes it into the covers and sprints a single. End of the 16th over. Taking the score to 128 for 6. 4 overs to go. Possibly looking at getting 40 runs, which would take the score up to close to 170, which looked a long way away a couple of overs ago. But saying that, there's still 10 overs, is still a good going.
I think they could get there if they didn't lose any more wickets.
Gregory to Malakwane to continue. Around the wicket to Digali. Hits the ball down nice and full. Squeezes it out to long on just for a single. Van Vuren, again, a bit like Buerta, we're looking to get underneath the ball and hitting the ball straight in down towards the swimming pool. But I'm pretty sure that Malakwane will look to pull his length back a bit so he can't get underneath the ball. Fired it in wide off stump. Van Vuren swings the bat and misses. Dot ball. Ball's up. Oh, just over, long off. Sneyman was interested for most of that, but it's just crept over the boundary. Wide long on for 6. Just slightly fuller by Malakwane, and has allowed Van Vuren to step out and free his hands and hit the ball over wide long on for 6. What I'm pretty sure this one will be fired in by Malakwane. Like I said, yeah.
Good response.
Bell was knocked off, so they wouldn't have been out anyway, but quick hassling by Digale to get back there. Don't want another suicidal run out like they just had, where they are striking the ball quite nicely. Board is ticking along now, 135 for 6. Pushing into the gap, easy to Van Vuren playing a good knock here.
Isaac Dihane not too convincing there with his calling. I think sooner or later we might see another run out coming in.
Straight through.
Another one.
Quicker one on the pool. Van Vuren missed onto Van Niekerk's pad and they've run it by.
Looked like it kept a little bit low, that one.
End of over 17. Score sitting on 139 for 6.
I'll just relay what Neil said there, 139 for 6
After 17.
after 17 overs. I think the pressure's showing here. A couple of good shots, it just shows you how it can change the game. A couple of big maximums and the pendulum changes, pendulum swings. Henriksen back into the strike. Worked away with his toes to deep mid wicket. Mayet fields comfortably.
I think they're a bit slow on the run rate here. You can see Henriksen running back to his run up, trying to catch up with the time here.
Or he's trying to get fit for the 4-day season coming up. For the season in England. Hendrickson. Full follows the batsman down the leg. Punches through the mid-wicket. Well fielded Motlakwane. They sneak through for the 2. Good running here by the Knights.
Still happy days for the Rhinos as long as they are not getting the boundaries. I think it's still okay for them, but they just need to slow it down. Hendrickson on the strike. There's only one from Dikhale. And a good throw by Mayat back to Hendrickson. It is all happening. It is the last 2 overs of the first, or last 3 overs, I beg your pardon. Hendrickson on the attack. Hendrickson says no, you can't get a boundary, only one from, oh, a bit slower there from Gregory Matlukwane.
I think he's allowed to do it a bit slower every now and again. He's been working very hard, Motlakwane, both in the ring and on the boundary here and off his own bowling. So he's been put to the task. It is only a short version of the game, so he should be able to manage with that. But very good bowling here by Hendrickson at the end, getting it in the block hole, following the batsmen when they give themselves room. Another one into the block hole. Same area, Motlakwane back at work.
There's been a lot of hard work there for Motlakwane. You can see that he's been doing a lot of great work there, having to run from the boundaries, trying to save 2 runs from every ball that has been bowled. Good bowling attack, good aggression by Hendrickson, making sure that they're getting nothing from his bowling. Dikhale on the strike. Nothing at all. Only 1 run from his last ball. Great bowling by Hendrickson.
Very good execution. Bowled to his field, 4 men out on the leg side. So following the batter, looking to hit the leg stump, just outside leg stump. The problem with that is if you with your mid-wicket back, there are the opportunities of 2s, which they got a couple of times, but pretty much 0 opportunity for a boundary. Very well executed, and definitely be looking for the options of firing in 6 Yorkers there. Bowling 2's field was a great great execution. Probably one of the better overs you'll see at the death in domestic cricket around the world, probably. Still end up going, unfortunately it's a great over, so we'll end up going for 8 off that over. Slapped. Rolfs coming in to bowl the second last over. Bowls back her length, and Digali has slapped that to cover for 1.
A good chance for a run out there by Sugwili, but he decided not to go for it as he realized that there was no one backing up. Good cricket from Sugwili.
Short ball worked away on the leg side. Van Vieren, slight misfield, and he comes back for 2.
All of a sudden you can see the guys slightly losing it in terms of what they were doing early on in terms of their fielding. Junior, they're making sure that he doesn't go for the boundary, but at the same time, we could have stopped that one for a single or something, Ryan.
And it's a big hit towards the swimming pool. It looks like that one is going for a swim. Good straight hit down the ground.
Are we seeing 180 coming into play now?
Tian van Vieren playing a little blinder here at the end. It's three maximums he's hit in his short stay at the crease. 9 balls left, probably looking to clear the ropes once or twice more. Jukes comes in and he slapped that down towards the hockey Astro, long boundary, top of the trees, another maximum.
It's a great hit by Van Vieren. This little cameo coming in at the end comes at a very good time for the Knights.
Striking at over 200. Dukes possibly wants to try and Rolfs probably wants to try and fire it into the block hole here, but this Van Vuuren looking to get under anything that's not there. Got away with that one, back of a length, and he slapped that to mid off. Was wanting a similar result to the previous ball, but after all that mayhem, that has taken the ITEC Knights past the score of 160, which 10 overs ago was a long way away. Full one, Digali backs away, opens the face, runs it to short backward point, and no run resulting in that. Big last over coming up. Henriksen will look to repeat what he did in the last over, in at the block hole, because anything that's going to be length is going to get dispatched by Van Vuuren. Van Vuuren on strike. I think he's possibly going to look to Digali will be looking to run as fast as he can to try and get Van Vuuren back on strike. 162 for 6 going into the last over. This is all going to be about execution from Henriksen, and can he find that block hole to get Van Vuuren off strike. And he sure has done that, but he's managed to find a gap, and they've got back for 2. Very well bowled, nothing he could have done about that. 2 was always on the cards. Just on that, I'm wondering if possibly could bring one fielder from backward on the offside to mid wicket, and just so that the 2 becomes a 1. Well bowled again, nice and full. Digali turns down the single possibly correctly, so that leave Van Vuuren on strike, trying to possibly give him a chance to clear the boundary.
Henriksen not giving him any room there to be able to get underneath the ball and play the big shots. Good bowling by Henriksen, and you can see the body language also speaks volumes there, saying I'm up to it and I'm ready to take a wicket. You miss, I hit.
Very well bowled again by Henriksen, right full in the block hole. That's 9 Yorkers on the bounce. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't see that very often these days, but great execution by John Henriksen, and the good thing for the Rhinos is that Van Vuuren is off strike, brings Digali back on strike, probably gives your margin for error slightly more margin for error. Not that Henriksen actually needs it, because he's been executing extremely well. He'll be looking to do exactly the same. Finally came up but gone back. Keep the field the same. You don't have to change a thing. Everything's been going superbly well the last 9 balls. Can he finish well with 3 good balls? Comes in, and the first one that he misses, low full toss, and claims a wicket out to deep mid wicket, and breaking a partnership of
51 runs.
51 runs. Good thing for the Rhinos were there is that keep Van Vuuren off strike for 2 balls, so possibly they can, a 2 off the next ball actually won't possibly be the worst outcome if it has to happen. Dot or 2 would be a half decent outcome, trying to keep Van Vuuren off strike. But Henriksen with good confidence will back himself to nail the Yorker if Van Vuuren gets on strike for that last ball. 165 for 7, 2 balls to go. Psychologically, they're looking to get past the 170 mark. Was it 170 or certainly a long way away at the halfway mark, because there was 67 after 10, so they scored 98 in the last 9.4 overs.
Some big hits from Tian Van Vuuren. 40 runs of 21 balls.
Gets back on strike for the last ball here.
First length ball, not quite full enough there, but obviously new batter, not going to chance of hitting out the ground is fairly remote, but these days we do see it. But realizing that he's got to execute here. Last ball, can Henderson execute to finish what has been a superb last 11 balls? In he comes, gets in,
It's up in the air.
up in the air, low full toss. Fearon can't get totally underneath it, hits it straight over his head and resulting in 2 runs. Great last over from Hendrickson and resulting in only 6 runs. 168 for 7, ITEC Knights end on, with Van Vuuren ending on a little cameo of 42 of 22 with 3 big sixes. 4 big sixes, sorry.
I think the Rhinos will be happy with that. I think the ITEC Knights doing well to get to 168 at the end of the day, showing depth and character at the end there. Now it's up to the Rhinos to come and put some innings together and try and chase that down. I don't think it's flattened out quite as much as what we thought it would. So let's see how the second innings pans out.
I think it has been a great innings by the Mpumalanga Rhinos, having the fact that when the match started, they looked to be a bit aggressive in terms of their banning the ITEC Knights, but only managing to only get 2 of their best batsmen scoring over 30 runs. The first one was not forgetting Van Vuuren. Obviously, that was a good knock of 40 runs of 22 balls. Actually, 42 runs of 22 balls. And again, Aubrey Sonepol, 35 runs of 22 balls. And then Dean Forrester only managing to reach to 22. And again, Jihan Klute getting to 21 of 15 balls. It is a good spell by John Hendrickson. 4 overs, 28 runs and 2 wickets. It was a great spell from him.
Yeah, obviously mixed. I think both camps will be pretty happy actually. Certainly momentum is probably with the Knights, having scored 101 runs in the last 10 overs. So we can see the Rhinos have asked for the heavy roller. Interesting to see what how the second innings plays. Just going through the bowling figures. Seamers all bowled pretty well. Probably your standout definitely John Henderson, bowling it up front and at the death, 2 for 28 or 4. Gareth Dukes 1 for 22 of 3. Hammond Rolfs 1 for 25 of 3. Sigwili 1 for 29 of 3. Similar. Kenny North for 16. All going for 7, 8, 9 over. Not bad considering. And then obviously Gregory Malokwane managing to go for only 20, picking up the 1 wicket off his 3 overs. And then Junior Makua going for 20 off 2 overs, but with 2 no balls and a free hit which went for 6.
If you were the head coach of the Rhinos, what would be your game plan going into this one now?
Well, I think that you'd have to get the boys in to have a good look out there up front first. Just check the pace of the wicket. I think that they've had a good opportunity to have a look. It's always the benefit of winning the toss and bowling, so you can see what the wicket is doing. I think it has flattened out a little bit. They have got the heavy roller on there, so hopefully it doesn't bring moisture through to the surface. There has been a lot of rain, but I would say have a look, get yourself in, and then play your game. I think that's what the coach might be saying. It is his birthday today, so maybe he'll hope for wonderful things to come from his batters today. But in saying that, I'm sure they're well drilled and ready for the task.
There you have it. 168 it is. The Mpumalanga Rhinos will need 169 to win after 20 overs. It is a game on for the 2 sides. We are looking forward to a great game, and hopefully Mohamed Mayat as well as Yasser Cook will give us a great start. And 169 it is that is needed by Mpumalanga Rhinos to win this one.
Polat! Poli! Yeah, I can see that. Baba. Hey. Yeah. I'm coming, buddy. What is? What's up? But you move on, man. You're worth it. Enjoy it. Yes.
Welcome back to Uplands, to the main Uplands Oval. We're about to start the run chase of Mpumalanga Rhinos. Brought the heavy roller on at the interval just to possibly flatten out slightly. Pitch playing slightly slower than usual, but obviously with the unexpected sunshine that we have had, it certainly hopefully might have just quickened up the pitch slightly and make it slightly easier batting second here, but time will tell. And it looks like Langa will be opening the bowling from the northern end, and Mo, Mayet and Yuri Sneeman walking out to the middle with Mayet on strike. Interesting to see the plans that the Knights will have after batting on the pitch, where to bowl, how to bowl, what field placings and all of that. Swanepoel busy chatting to his bowler as we speak, just to sort out his field placing. I feel that this game can possibly be won and lost in the first 6 overs, with 2 of the Rhinos in form and quality strikers of ball up front. So they get off to a start with 30-40 runs in the first 4 or 5 overs. Take them nicely on course to win this game and keep their semi-final hopes alive. Right, off we go. Langa coming in to Mayet. First ball, bit of swing, swung down leg for a wide. A little bit of swing there to start, but we know that doesn't last long these days with the white kookaburra. But something for the batters to consider in the first over or 2. With that, straight up change of field from going from a 6-3 leg side field to a 5-4. Langa in again. Repeat of the first ball, another wide down leg side. Basically meaning the Rhinos are actually chasing 166 or 168. 2 for naught without a ball being bowled yet. Okay, let's see, 3rd time lucky for Langa. Coming in, that's better. Back of a length, Mayet checks it into offside, no run. Fielders look quite tight here. They're looking to put a bit of pressure on the batters, not giving away any easy singles. Everyone looking to save a single as we speak. No one hanging on the ring. Certainly not to start. Obviously, pressure on the batters. Bowling side has the runs on the board. Oh, he's bowled him. Absolute peach by Langa. Just nipped back, taken a top of off, hit the top bails, and the bail's gone flying almost down to a boundary there. It looked an absolute peach.
Like it came back quite a bit there. Pitched outside off and came back and hit the top of off.
Superb delivery for Langa. Just the start the Knights wanted. And not the start that the Rhinos wanted. And off goes Mayet back to the hut without adding to the scoreboard. 2 for 1 halfway through the first over. Big breakthrough that. One of the Rhinos' star batters hitting back to the hut very early on.
Stembile Langa, 29 years old, made his debut in 2017 in the Africa T20 Cup on the 15th of December. He was the leading wicket taker in the 2017-2018 CSA Provincial One-Day Challenge with 17 dismissals in 10 matches. He was also the joint leading wicket taker in the 2017-2018 Sunfold 3-Day Cup for Border with 26 dismissals in 9 matches. So you can see just a good response there on his first legal ball. He gets a wicket, so that says it all.
Yeah, like it's always good when you see an opening bowler actually utilise a bit of swing in the ball. And he comes in. LBW, first ball. That's the end of Rolf's. Similar, looking to hit the stumps, pushed outside off, came back, hit him right in front, and looked like it was going on to hit middle leg. And that's the end of Rolf's trying to play it 2 square and putting the Rhinos under a lot of pressure first over.
Yep, stats don't lie. I guess we're using for the money here. 2 balls, 2 wickets. key wickets for Mpumalanga, the 29-year-old. So I wonder what Snyman will be saying to the new batsman coming onto the crease.
Well, I think, Ali, you've got to be fair to the Rhinos here. It is actually 4 balls, 2 wickets. 2 legal balls, 2 wickets. But yeah, a very good start here by Langa. 5 balls, sorry, there was a dot ball in between there in the mix. So yeah, a good start by Langa nonetheless to get the 2 wickets. You know, I'll take that. I'll take those 2 wides in the beginning of the over any day if you're going to give me 2 wickets straight afterwards. So let's see if we can finish off nice and strong here, and hopefully the Rhinos can consolidate the experienced Cook at the crease.
Cook coming in on a hat-trick ball. Not often you see a short leg under the helmet in T20 cricket, but obviously, as we know, the ball is swinging back in and looking for a possible inside edge onto the pad, looping up. In he comes in, hat-trick ball at the crease, comes in, and just going down leg side. Got that a little bit too straight following the first 2 balls he bowled, and a little bit of a waste, I say, for going for a hat-trick ball if the ball wasn't, especially the ball was going to go down the leg side. Yasser Cook obviously coming off that dislocated finger, missed the game after he got struck on the finger, and then he's come back into the side, but I'm sure you can still feel that feel a bit of pain in that finger, but a lot of pressure on these 2 batters here at the crease. Langa in, down leg and a no ball, resulting in a free hit. Very long first over this. It's the 3rd extra. 7 deliveries already bowled. Still 2 to come. Plus there's been 2 wickets, so probably about 5 or 6 minutes already into the start of the innings, and yet to have the first over completed. But that won't bother the Knights. They'll be very happy with those 2 wickets. Free hit. Shot.
It's a great shot. And he puts
Great
it
shot.
into the score box, almost into the scorers there for a great 6 over mid wicket. I don't actually know how he managed to get that away. He pulled his head out the way and hit it straight in the middle of the bat, and it pinged off the middle. This is a very eventful over here for both teams. But a great hit there by Yasser Cook. I don't know, he pulled that one off.
Quick short delivery by Langa, probably above the head of, well, it would have been a wide, above the head of Cook, but he's half tennis board at tennis, hits it and served it and slapped it over mid wicket. Then he comes again, and outside off, and just pushed in the offside for 1. The end of a long and eventful over. 10 for 2 off 1.
A bit of relief there from the Mpumalanga Rhinos batting lineup after that good strike by Yasser Cook. Probably saying to themselves, oh, if he can play that, we can also do it. So that's a good positive strike, that one.
I think he'd be a bit disappointed with himself how he finished that over off there. You know, with the pressure being on after those first 2 quick wickets, consecutive wickets. He could have just kept it nice and full, stuck to his lines, and yeah, it probably would have been in a better position. But to drop it short to the dangerous, experienced Yasser Cook, he dispatched that one with venom to the boundary, nearly killing the scoring ladies.
Tian van Vuren, left arm over, coming in from the swimming pool in to Cook, and good start, back of a length, and well watched by Cook, and letting it go through down to the keeper.
He did well with the bat. Let's see if he can do pretty well with the ball as well.
Yeah, confidence will be high. You know, his main role in the side is a bowler, but when you do your second discipline very well, your confidence is very high going into your main discipline, so great start from him. Coming in. Another good, hard, heavy test match length there for Van Vuren. Tall, strong, young, strapping lad. And he'll be looking to hit a heavy length. And that ball just bouncing over Yasser Cook's bat, trying to run it down to third man. But just sort of that extra bounce taking it over his bat. Van Vuren looking to keep things simple and bowling ahead. Nice and tight. Top of middle, just above the top of the stumps, and Cook just defends that for a dot. Disciplined bowling here, not giving anything away, and I think that will be the plan for Van Vuren, just to try and hit a hard, good length to start.
Cramps, yes, up there. Yes, a Cook up there. Tian Van Vuren looks like he's putting in a good all-round performance here. A good start with the ball there. Into Yasser Cook's legs as he squeezes it out and they get the one. Brings Yuri Snyman onto strike, faces first ball. He's been watching a lot of things happen in this inning so far.
Lovely sunny afternoon, looks good for batting. These two just need to consolidate and build a partnership, build partnerships like the Knights did at the back end of their innings. Van Vuren comes in, good length to Snyman and beats him on the outside edge and just misses it off stump through to keep a tar. Very good areas here for Van Vuren. 5 balls gone, 5 very good length balls.
Not a good start by the Rhinos. Hopefully they'll be able to finish up strong here. Snyman facing his second ball of the match. Probably saying to himself, I need to hold things up here as a captain.
Snyman stands, frees his hands, check drives it straight to cover, no run. End of a very good over for Van Vuren. Like I said, his confidence is high after that knock. 1 over for 1 run. Takes the Rhinos on to 11 for 2 off 2 overs. Lunga to continue. He'll look to first of all keep his front foot behind the line, and second of all keep the ball on the offside or on the stumps, as he did for those 2 balls which got him 2 wickets. Apart from that, free hit has been pretty good lengths that the Knights bowlers have hit. Lunga starts the second over exactly as he started the first over, with the wide down the leg side.
Probably the captain saying, oh, I don't mind that, as long as you're going to come back and give me 2 wickets again, you can do as much as you want.
Deja vu, let's see. Let's see if he keeps this ball down the leg side again for another wide. Cook on strike. Double steps, gives himself a bit of room, hits it through the offside for 2 runs.
He's not hiding his intentions here. Yes, a Cook coming down the wicket there to Lunga, possibly because the wicket's still playing a little bit slow, putting some pace onto it by walking down the wicket at the ball, and trying to get it over cover, getting the 2. I think he's trying to play with the bowler and his lines a little bit here, and his lengths possibly.
Better lines, better lengths from Lunga, nice and tight. Top of middle leg there. And Cook can just defend that back for no run. Still got a little bit of shape on the ball from Lunga, which always puts a little bit of doubt into the batter's mind. instead of just swinging the bat, they'll play a little bit more circumspect, which gives you an extra few balls as a bowler to get into things. In comes Langer again, bit fuller, check drive. Oh, that's a superb catch. Diving forward at extra cover there. Driven by Van Niekerk there to wide mid off. It makes a good stop just for the single. 20 for 3 off.
So much has happened in the short innings, it feels like we're 10 overs in here.
Good cricket by Benjamin Van Niekerk. You can see that he wants to play some shots, but at the same time just making sure that he keeps them down all the time. And I think that is a good approach by him. We need a game changer. Not sure if it's going to be him or it's going to be the captain, Joris Neyman. He goes,
Whips it off his hip to deep, square leg for 1. The ITEC Knights will be more than happy with the singles every other ball, singles and twos. That's not going to
Is it off?
Van Vuren comes in. Good length again, he's going across Van Niekerk, not much feet. Hangs his bat out and results in a miss and taken behind by Tar. Good heavy hard test match lengths, as I like to call it. And there's no need to shy away from that at the moment with the pressure that is on the Rhinos. I think if they just carry on, keep bowling good hard lengths for the rest of the game, they will be in good stead.
I think the ITEC Knights, they're sticking to their basics here. You can see that they're bowling to their fielders. They're sticking to their game plan. Good bowling attack from both Tian van Vuren as well as Mpumalanga. As much as he will be bowling 1 or 2 wides, but he always comes back and stick to the game plan, and that's when he's more dangerous. Obviously after bowling 1 or 2 wides, because that's when he tries by his all means to pull one back. 148 runs to win, just 16 overs remaining. 21 for 3 for Mpumalanga Rhinos. Joris Neyman on 2 after 4 balls. Benjamin Van Niekerk on 5 just of 6 balls. It's going to be a long walk for the Mpumalanga Rhinos. It's not going to be easy. They are doing quite a great job by the bowling attack. It is a bowling change by ITEC Knights. It is Nhlakanipho Mpunguse coming on strike, or coming on the attack, and bowling to the captain Joris Neyman. Let's see what he can actually pull out from his bowling attack.
Mpunguse, big tall strapping right arm medium fast bowler. First back of a heavy length to Joris Neyman with the offside loaded. Back foot driven into the covers for no run. Mpunguse does not want to give Snyman any width here because he will capitalize on that. He wants to bowl a tight line. Comes in. What did I say? Slaps it. And takes an absolute blinding catch. Long on, running around to the left. Heavy length by Mpunguse. Pulled by Joris Neyman, wide of long on. Long on, running around. And Patrick Botha, and taking a superb catch to his left. And I think that is probably that from a perspective from the Rhinos. One of their main players walking back to pavilion, Joris Neyman.
Good bowling change by ITEC Knights. A good bowling attack by Nhlakanipho Mpunguse. You can see that he was bowling exactly to the field placement. He knew exactly what Joris Neyman wanted to do, and a good fielding by the Knights. They even missed any chance, and they made sure that whatever that comes on their way, they take it. They've taken 2 great catches, and which puts them on a better position to win this game.
It brings Gareth Dukes to the crease, very capable batsman. I think that if anything can be pulled out of this, it will have to rely on these 2 guys putting a partnership together here and putting some runs on the board and getting them as close as they can to that 168. Yeah, but it's going to be uphill from here.
ITEC Knights with 1 foot back in Division 1 already, and the second foot is halfway to joining the first foot. Short by Ponguse, pulled out to deep backward square, and just the one for Dukes to start. Brings Van Niekerk back on strike.
A bit of gas there from Mpungose. You can see that he's trying to bang that one in.
Yeah, it looks like he likes to hit a hard, heavy length. I think possibly no reason why he's going to change. See, they've got deep square and deep backward square out and deep squares behind, so looks like he's still got one bouncer to come in over, and there he goes and slaps it in front of square. Van Niekerk for 4. Just eluding the square leg fielder, catchable height, but just to his left. He possibly wanted to be slightly further to his left. Now with that he moves a bit more.
I think there's, although Van Niekerk played that very well, there's always going to be that risk involved. So more so for the batters at this stage. So he's going to keep on banging them in and seeing if the Rhinos are up to the challenge. Wide ball called by the umpire, square leg. A little bit too short there, maybe a bit too optimistic with this damp low fault wicket. I wouldn't say damp, sorry, that's being a bit unfair.
Slow,
just a bit slow.
Slight tennis ball bouncer, as you can see, not really carrying through, which makes it even harder to to get power behind the shot and control it. So hence why they're using that as an option. Quicker into the ribs, fended off by Van Niekerk, just for 1 to square leg.
Putting it a bit shorter there, Mpungo, so you can see that he's forcing the batsman to play all the pull shots, knowing very well that he's got fielders waiting for them. So it's quite a good game plan. You can see that the batsmen are also going for his idea, actually, for the plan. So every now and then we might see another breakthrough coming from Pungose.
He looks like he's sticking to that line there. I think he's going to be banging in short. I think Van Niekerk will be up to the task, being an ex-national tennis player. So he'll be playing a couple of serves there towards the boundary, hopefully, for the Rhinos.
So it's 2 batters are signaling to each other with the wrist. It's actually just gripping and stopping, so possibly rolling his fingers over it as well. So bowling a mixture of hard, heavy bounces and a couple of off-cutter bounces just to mix up the pace, but obviously that length is watching the batters to still play cross-batted shots to variable pace, making it a lot more difficult. Van Vuuren to start his 3rd over, bowled superbly well, 2 overs, 0 for 4. Bowled and ran and hit very good areas. Again, very good areas, line and length. Van Vuuren, I remember watching him as a youngster at Grey High School. Tear away fast bowler. I see he's worked nicely and got bowling a very good line and length here. Short ball, got it nice and high, pulled away down to deep square just for one. Good controlled shot there by Van Niekerk, but well executed bouncer from Van Vuren, aiming at the badge on Van Niekerk's helmet.
It is 28 for 4 after 5 overs, with a partnership of only 7 runs, 141 runs more to win. Benjamin Van Niekerk sitting on 10, actually 11 of 10. Garrett Jukes, who just came on, is sitting on 1 of 2.
Thick outside edge down to third man to the wicket taker Langa, who gets it in, 1.
Hasn't changed anything, Van Vuren. I think it's possibly what a lot of youngsters watching or fellow players from around the country that can't take away from just bowling good areas. Very good areas with the angle going slightly across them, no swing back in. I think I've seen 1 or 2 balls nip. That one just going across and taking a thick outside edge. And he comes again, lovely area again, nice and tight to Van Niekerk, straight to covers, into covers for another dot.
What a good tight offside field by the ITEC Knights. You can see that whatever that they're doing, they're just making sure that nothing goes over the covers. And their bowlers have been very strict and very disciplined in terms of keeping that line.
Okay.
Van Vuren on the attack. Just a flick of the wrist, and it is 1 run for Benjamin Van Niekerk.
Doing well here to keep the scoreboard ticking, but maybe not enough boundaries here early on in the innings to get them up to that required run rate. Some good disciplined bowling by Tiaan van Vuren.
First indication of any change we've seen. Van Vuren got 1 ball left of his 3rd over of the power play, and he's coming around the wicket, putting deep mid wicket back and bringing 3rd man up. In he comes. Oh, and he bowls good hard length. Jukes frees his hands, gets a Chinese cut inside edge past keeper for 4. Interesting. I possibly wouldn't have changed it up myself. He bowled such a good line and length to start, and changed up for the last ball and resulted in 4 runs. Looks like we have another change at the northern end here. Deon Forrester coming on, replacing Mponguse after 1 over. And straight away long on comes back. Patrick Botha took a fine catch there, running to his left. Already a smile on these ITEC Knights faces. They know they've got less travelling to do next year, more by plane and less by bus. Great effort by the Knights to keep the Rhinos to under a run a ball in the power play. Just nice and full by Forrester, just punched down the ground for 1 by Van Niekerk. Rhinos very content with these ones and happy to just let the scoreboard tick over like this. Required run rate is approaching 10 already, just after the power play. 4 wickets down. Tall order here for the Rhinos. Fortunate to have been in similar situations as a fielding side before. Your confidence is extremely high, so you run in and you hit better areas. You know, you feel better, you anticipate better, or because your team's in a very strong position. And if you bowl a ball that goes for 6, you don't feel under pressure because you're still way ahead of the game, so you tend to execute a lot easier in these nice so-called relaxed situations, if you may call it that. Forrest are looking to bowl probably quite slightly fuller, takes a bit of pace off there, outside off, dot ball. 3 balls gone, 2 runs. Run rate possibly carrying like this will be up to 10 and over after this over.
If you're just joining us, we are coming to you live all the way from Uplands College. It is Mpumalanga Rhinos up against ITEC Knights. The Rhinos won the toss and chose quick run between the wickets. Almost a run out there.
I think Duke's pinned his ears back and went, and luckily Ben van Niekerk decided to back him up and go for it, because otherwise they were in trouble there.
The Rhinos won the toss and chose to bowl first, and 169 it is the target that they need. So far it's not looking good. Did 8 for 4 in just 6 overs, with a 17-run partnership between Benjamin van Niekerk and Garrett Jukes that is currently underway. According to the stats, I beg to be corrected, Mpumalanga Rhinos haven't won a single match against the Knights.
Yeah, I mean, obviously how the situations of where the teams have been playing, possibly not sure how many games I've actually played against them. I know certainly back in the day when I played, against Free State, when it was called Free State and the Knights, Mpumalanga never really, weren't part of any leagues then. So, and Free State only formed, quite a bit later with Omar Henry and them started, came up to the A section. So I don't think that possibly, it would be interesting to see how many times they have actually played each other over the years. Obviously they played each other in December, which got rain affected in the first class game, but apart from that, it'll be interesting to see how many times they have played each other. Clayton Bosch coming into attack from the swimming pool end, replacing a great over from Tian van Vuren.
Nice and warm out here now after the rain earlier on today.
It's not often that the YR weather forecast is wrong, but today it's been completely wrong. They had no rain this morning and rain this afternoon, and it's been exactly opposite. It was raining from 7:30 this morning till about 9:10, and then now a lovely afternoon where the forecast was for heavy rain this afternoon. But that is a low fault for you. We're in the bush, and sometimes the weather forecast in the bush is wrong too. But by heavy lengths by Clayton Bosch here. Lots of options here for bowlers now. You just keep running in. Lots of margin for error basically. You run in and bowl a good hard length. If you miss your area slightly, you probably still got a good chance. The batters are under pressure. They can't look to play shots all day, all the time. Can't afford to lose any more wickets. So you can just continue just bowling good heavy lengths. And then if you get it slightly wrong like that, you get flicked back with a square leg for 4. Shot by van Niekerk.
Very welcome boundary there for the Rhinos. Hopefully we'll be seeing a few more of those. Like Neil said, the weather here is full of surprises, so hopefully the Rhinos can pull out a surprise win out of this. Let's see if they can pull one out of the hat. out there, but regathers and is into Fanikak. Length ball. Jotted down and no run. Well fielded off his own bowling there. Good over this so far. He's missing his areas once and Fanikak dispatching it nicely there. Let's see if he can finish off strong. Bosh to Fanikak, full ball, miss hit, deep mid wicket, sorry, deep mid off, mid on, and they get through for the one. Scoreboard slowly ticking over, not as fast as the Rhinos would like to. I'm sure the ITEC Knights would be very happy with their bowling performance so far.
Great bowling by Clayton Bosch. Just hitting the deck a bit harder there, not making it easy for the batsman to be able to score any runs. It is a 45 for 4. Eight overs gone, 46 for 4. They need to work a bit harder. Mpumalanga Rhinos, Benjamin van Nerkerk on 19, Garrett Jukes on 10, with a partnership of 25 runs thus far.
Still yet to get up to a run a ball. 12 overs left, 123. So the rate is over 10. Tough task here left for the Rhinos.
Forrester into Dukes, pushed away outside off to deep backward point. Well fielded in, only the one. Brings Fanikak back onto strike. Forrester looks a high energy individual. I've used the word high energy quite often in this afternoon's play. But, there we go, high energy fielding. There it is again. Well played by Dukes. Patted back straight into the ground. A lot of work ahead of the Rhinos batters here. They're going to have to work hard to take this away from the Knights. Forrester to Dukes. Not quite sure what he was thinking to do there. The ball looked like it could have been slightly short, but hitting sort of midway up the wicket there. Possibly kept low. Good bowling by Forrester, sticking to his lines, and that brings out the fifth wicket for the Knights.
Tough luck for Benjamin van Nerkerk. I think that one kept a bit lower, Ryan. You could see that he was waiting for it to pick up a bit, and unfortunately it stayed lower, and he was already up there for a shot. So tough luck for him, and a good wicket for the Knights.
Looks like he could have taken the pace off that one, rolling his fingers over the top of it. That could have led to it keeping low. Unfortunate for Fanikak there. Sorry, I apologise. I thought it was Dukes. I'm sure Fanikak is disappointed there. Well played, Forrester.
Breaking that partnership that was looking to be a bit solid. 25 runs, actually 26 runs partnership between Benjamin van Nerkerk as well as Garrett Jukes. Gregory Matlokwane comes in after a good bowling spell. Let's see if he can be able to take the strike and keep the ball rolling.
If I'm not mistaken, Matlokwane was a Knights player, so familiar turf here with these bowlers bowling at him. Mahloukwane in to face his old teammates. Just short of a length. Leaned back, patted it down for one. And he's off the mark. First ball. That brings Dukes back onto the strike. 2 balls to come from Forrester. Tough ask here for the Rhinos. From here on in, Forrester in to Dukes. Full ball. Well bowled by Forrester. Good over this. Very good over by Forrester. Dukes taking his time. Last ball of the over. Will bring us into the 10th over after this, or the 9th over. Nearing the midway, the midpoint of the innings. The Rhinos are really going to have to pull something out of the hat here. Forrester into Dukes. Comes down the wicket, slaps it back to him. Oh, and there's a mix-up here, and he is safe. Mahloukwane has been very busy on the field today, and just as busy running between the wickets there. Sent back by Dukes. Could have been one. What did you say, Ali?
50-50, I think. I would say. Umpire Roger says not out there. He was right on the spot, and he was able to see exactly if there was a run out or not. But I wouldn't say there was a run there at all. Looking at the fact that he played it straight to the fielder. It is another bowling change for the ITEC Knights. Aubrey Swanepoel comes onto the attack. The spin bowler comes into play. They've been very much impressive in terms of the sim bowlers. Let's see if the spin bowler will be able to actually keep up to the great work that has been done. Good shot by Gregory Mahloukwane, just only one coming from that shot. Waiting for it nicely there, playing for a 10. Aubrey Swanepoel, I think he also had a great knock with his bat. Now bowling into Garrett Dukes.
Oh, these guys are going to have to have a little word to each other in the middle there. I think a little bit of misunderstanding and communication that needs to happen between these two. They are under pressure, so hopefully they can get this running between the wickets to work.
That's the sign of being under pressure. That's when you see batsmen making so many mistakes and not being able to make the great call. And we've seen that. That's for the second time that we've been doing that now. The first one is the one that you just asked if there was a run between Gregory and Garrett Dukes, and another one now. So they are a bit under pressure. Garrett Dukes Gregory Mahloukwane just looking to play down leg, but playing it straight to the fielder. Good bowling by Aubrey Swanepoel thus far.
Very skillful bowler, Swanepoel. He'll mix up his height, watch his arm comes from a wide angle. He'll mix up his length, pace, just a bag full of tricks just to try and put the batter out of sync. Quite a short guy, bowls from a low trajectory. They've got to get underneath the ball, bowls it back of a length just to keep it skid on. End of a good over. Only 3 runs off it. The halfway stage, Mpumalanga Rhinos struggling at 51 for 5. Saying that, they're only 16 runs short of where the Rhinos were at the same stage. But obviously Rhinos were only 2 wickets down. The Knights were only 2 wickets down, but and then went on to score 101 off the last 10. Forrester to continue. He's just going to look to run in, hit a good area at pace and at pace off. Then that's gone a bit full, and little off cutter there to the left-hander, and pushed out into this offside for 1.
It is 50 up for the Mpumalanga Rhinos, 52 for 5. They need 117 of 10 overs. We've seen that from the Knights. They were able to get 100 plus from their last 10 overs. Can they be able to do so? That's the question.
I think the wickets in hand is going to play a big part here, Ali. So if they were sort of 1-2 down, it could have been a different ball game, and I would have, there could have been an outside chance that they could have got the runs. But I think the Rhinos are, like me, sitting in the hot seat here.
Yeah, it's a very, very tall order. Someone's got to come out here and hit 8 to 10 sixes to win the game. Especially way that well-disciplined seam attack, apart from a few wides by Langa. The rest have stuck to the game plan. Van Vuren, Forrester have stuck to good areas, good lengths, no width, and that is shown. Both of them going at probably 2-3 and over. And Langa obviously went for a few with the wides and free hits, but those that are stuck to their very good areas have conceded possibly only 2-3 and over. Slightly straighter there from Forrester. Worked onto the leg side off the hip by Molokwane, just for 1. They need a few boundaries here going forward. Dukes is very capable, but the problem is it's getting to a point where you've got to hit a couple of 2 or 3 boundaries pretty much every over going forward from here. The rate up to 12 and over, and over 12 and over, and it's going to be a tough run in here for the Rhinos. Still charging in. Great shot from Dukes. Improvisation. Back of a length. Dukes has swung around and reverse pulled that over keeper first slip for 1 bounce 4. Or they go all the way.
It looks like it's gone all the way. I mean, it looked like it bounced from here. It looked like it might have bounced in short, but I think they're still waiting for the fielder to give their honest opinion. But it looks like the umpire has called it 6 there. Very, very well picked up as I shift into a slightly more shadier seat.
Well, pace off the ball from Forrester. Inside edge through to mid wicket, and they're back for 2. Miss hit, and resulting in pace off the ball and be able to get back for 2. Another good over by Forrester, apart from that 1 great shot by Dukes. 3 overs, 1 for 17. Still under a run a ball. So they're still going along at under a run a ball are the Mpumalanga Rhinos. So a few more of those improvisation and big hits by Gareth Dukes is well needed here. Just want to put to continue with these little darts, little offies. Molokwane, big drive, play and miss, beats Tar as well, and they're going through for 1 bye. 107 runs needed off 8.5 overs. Back of the length by Swanepoel, slapped down the ground too long off for 1 by Dukes. Very content with these singles are the Knights, knowing that every single that they concede, the run rate still continues to climb.
And
He's bowled him, castled him, fired it in, full into leg stump. Molokwane goes to the drive, misses and takes out the leg stump. That's the end of Molokwane. 5 off 10 balls, and that is taking the score to 64 for 6.
Good game plan there by Aubrey Sonapol. He missed the first one, and then he comes back on the attack, and then he bowls a similar one but slightly straighter, and he gets his man Garrett Matlukwane, who goes out for 5. That's a good game plan by Aubrey Sonapol. And once again, I must say that we have a bit of a crowd today coming to watch, as you can see from the swimming pools and bit of people who came down to watch the beautiful game of cricket.
It is great to see families coming to watch the game, filling up the grass banks there at Uplands College. What a lovely family environment here at the Cricket Oval, and beautiful day out here. It's turned out to be. It brings the very capable John Hendrickson to the crease. I'm sure he's not going to hold back. Big hitter of the ball, but a very big task lies ahead of them, the Rhinos, as Aubrey Swanepoel moves his field around. Car corner shifting a little bit straighter, deep mid wicket, coming around. Swanepoel into Dukes. Oh, Hendrickson, sorry. Patted away for no run. As the Knights edge closer to getting back into the A section. Oh, big swing by Hendrickson. Swing and a miss. A little bit wide outside off. We'll see a couple more of those from John Hendrickson today, given the opportunity. Slightly straighter, worked away deep mid on. End of the over. 7 overs to go. 8 overs to go. 65 for 6. Gareth Dukes 22 of 17. John Hendrickson 1 of 3. 104 runs to win for the Rhinos. 4 more wickets to win the match for the ITEC Knights. Clayton Bosch comes back onto the strike, back into the attack.
Run rate has just climbed up to 13 for the first time, so that's two big boundaries needed each over now. Bosch comes in again, bowls good length into Hendrickson and hits it down to long on for 1.
Tell you what, we might see a bit of fireworks here from Hendrickson as he clears his front leg. I think he's going to be playing his shots and maybe make for a slightly more exciting finish here.
Certainly won't go down
Begging.
absolutely. Shot.
Great shot off his thigh. Went down and sort of onto his knee, and what would you call that shot?
Swept it, the seam off his length and over backward square leg for 1 bounce 4.
Very well played there by Dukes. Let's see how Bosch responds. That is a great straight hit. Well fielded here in the deep eye.
Great fielding by Patrick Butter, experienced Knights campaigner. Slaps the ball back into the field to his partner at long off and only conceding 1 run.
I think Gareth Dukes is going to start putting the pedal down, and I'm sure that'll be matched by John Hendrickson. There we go.
He's clothed it, no one there. Running in deep mid wicket, just a single. A lot of mistimed shots today, showing that the pitch isn't quite as true as everyone would possibly have liked, but that's can't expect that all day, every day.
There's been a lot of rain around this week, so it's been a tough ask for the groundsman to get this thing in good order. Well dug out there by Dukes as he comes back for the second. Hendrickson in on the arm, on the forearm, on the bottom hand. On comes the physio, and he gives her the thumbs up, saying that everything is in order. Bosch into Dukes. Short ball pulled away to deep square, bounces twice as he backpedals and fields it, gets it in for one.
Bosch utilising the big boundary, realising bowling at the stumps and straight. It's a long hit to clear the deep mid wicket and deep square leg boundary, with boundary riders there, basically just conceding singles and 1-2 that over. Run rate in 1 over shot up to 13.4. It'll keep climbing as long as the Rhinos don't get the necessary boundaries required. Looks like another change of bowling. Mpunguse is back. Looking at the field placing straight away, 3 men deep out on the leg side. So it looks like he'll possibly come in and bowl a hard, heavy length again, and see how they react to that. In he comes. First one, digs it in. Ball up in the air. And it's 6. Great simple catch taken, but he's just stood on the rope as he caught it. Lost track of where the boundary was. And that's 6 runs to Gareth Dukes, as opposed to being a wicket for Mpunguse.
Not sure where Punguse is going. Oh, he's going to fetch the ball. I thought he was going to go and walk over to the fielder there and explain to him how disappointed he is. But yeah, that was you see it happen often.
Bit casual there, actually.
A little bit casual, yeah. That's the right word, Neil. Sorry.
Could have taken it, and without having to move back, get a base, as John T. Rhodes says. Gone again, and this time he holds on to it. Much more difficult catch, and that's the end of Dukes, caught at deep mid wicket by
30.
Looks like
Once again falling into the trap there, the Rhinos batsman. Pumusa coming again with the same game plan, hitting the dig a bit harder, and also making sure that they do go for it. And as it looks, he's doing quite a great job. And another big wicket for ITEC Knights.
'81 for 6. Actually, 81 for 7. Sorry. That brings Kieran Kenny to the crease. A lot of work to do. He'll probably look to try and get John Hendrickson on strike and see if he can clear the boundary a few times and try and get a respectable target, a respectable score here for the Mpumalanga Rhinos.
I think Dukes played a respectable innings there under the circumstances. Unfortunately, no one to back him there and try and see it through.
Looking at the game plan, Ryan, as a former batsman, what would he have done in this situation that the Rhinos are in right now? Will you try and clear the ropes for 6, or you just be going for 4s, keeping the ball a bit down? It's a good strike.
Ali, I think it's quite a simple answer that I think that you'd have to. You're given no choice really but to play shots there. You'd like to get a little bit closer, but it's such a short format of the game. You've got to have a go at some stage, and he had to play his shots, and he had to be the one who took charge there. So yeah, I wouldn't have done anything. I don't think he would have done anything different. Maybe try to make better connection, or maybe hit it a little bit squarer. Maybe not to the fielder twice in a row.
Rhinos just passed the halfway mark, but unfortunately 7 wickets down. Past the halfway mark with that nice straight drive by Kenny, first ball. Bit of a freebie by Mpunguse to him. I certainly wouldn't be pitching much up to him like he's doing now, and he's hit that straight up in the air, fielder underneath it, and takes a good catch.
Looks like Forrester again.
Yeah, that's the end of Kenny. 85 for 8. The writing's on the wall, and at this stage the Free State Knights, ITEC Knights, will be back in Division 1 next season.
3 wickets from Mpumose. What a great spell. 2 overs, only managing to concede 17 runs. And he's doing a great job sticking to his game plan, knowing very well that he'll go for a pull shot and hitting it up in the air and getting his target, using his pace quite well. Yeah,
I think he was a bit unlucky there to be conceding 17. He could have been conceding 11 if that catch was hung on to, and he managed to stay inside the field of play. But like you say, Ali, nonetheless, some good bowling figures there, very well played by Mpunguse. So we move into his final ball of the over, and into Seguile. Nguso to Seguile. Quiet ball.
Seguile just working around the corner, the short fine leg for no run. That brings to an end the 14th over, with Mpumalanga Rhinos leading at 86 for 8. Henderson back on strike. He hasn't been on strike for a while, and I think he'll be looking to really come and have a go here at the remaining few overs that are left. It's like a change in bowling. Tian van Vuren coming back into the attack to finish his spell, and Henderson is not going to die wondering here. He'll be looking to take to the attack, take Van Vuren down here. He looks to bowl his hard heavy lengths. Henderson will clear that front leg and look to clear the long on and mid wicket boundary. In comes Van Vuren. First ball, slaps it on the ground, wide of long on, and good fielding by Botha, resulting in just the 1 run. Seguile on strike here. Van Vuren Third man moving back now. With a slip in as well. Look to possibly just keep bowling a good heavy length. Good shot by Zigwili through the covers to the sweeper, and they trot through for a single. Brings Henderson back on strike.
Good fight by the Rhinos, not pulling back, just making sure that they keep the strike rotating all the time, trying to keep the scoreboard. That's a big shot from Hendrickson, and one bounce, safe.
Fortunately, he mishit that. I think if he had hit that cleanly, it might have gone into deep wicket's hands to that very big boundary out there. 3 balls gone, 3 runs off the over. Van Vuuren hasn't taken a wicket, but has been extremely economical. Can he finish well, finish his spell well?
I think he's up for the man of the match. According to my own analysis, he did well with the bat by putting them in a better position to be where they are right now, putting the Mpumalanga Rhinos under pressure, under immense pressure, and he's also doing quite well with the ball now. No wicket yet, but definitely a good spell. 3 overs, 14 runs, 89 for 8. John Hendrickson on 5, Zigwili on strike. He's on 1. They need 80 runs to win. That's probably a good nick. Good nick for Van Vuuren.
Yeah.
Good one for Zigwili.
Just rolled his fingers across the ball there, slow ball, slight bit of turn there. Zigwili's looked at the ball straight, got thickest edge, and obviously with it being a slow ball, Tar diving forward to take a good catch and a well-deserved wicket for Van Vuuren. Bringing him his first wicket, but only having conceded 14 runs with only 1 ball left in his spell. It's been a great all-round day for the tall, bustling left-arm seamer.
At one stage, we all thought they were going to end up on 140 or 150, but Tiaan Van Vuuren came in and he changed the whole setup, making sure that it takes them to 168, leaving Mpumalanga Rhinos needing to score 169 to be able to win this one. Unfortunately, it hasn't been working according to their plan. It hasn't gone according to their wishes. It is the coach's birthday today, Mbasa Gadusha from Mpumalanga Rhinos. He would have been happy to get a win from this match. They had a great bowling spell, a great fielding, but unfortunately they just couldn't pull it through in their batting.
And that brings the end to a fantastic spell by Tiaan Van Vuuren. 4 overs, 1 for 14 to go along with his 42 runs off 20 odd balls. Ends a great all-round performance from the young, tall left armour. Barring any miracle here from Henderson, the ITEC Knights will take a bonus point away with them as well. And looks like the Limpopo Impalas winning as well will take those 2 well clear of the chasing pack and almost seal a home semi-final for them both. Mpungose carrying on with his heavy back of a length, just bouncing over stumps. Henderson going for a big, clearing that front leg and trying to hit that well over towards the Hockey Astra, but not making contact there. In comes Mpungose again, back of a length, slaps, oh, short. Henderson but early on that and hits it back to bowler, but mishit, and it bounces just short of the bowler. Certainly won't be holding back these next few deliveries if he's on strike or Henderson. He'll be looking to try and clear the rope, 1 or 2 balls to possibly take the score over 100. That's top edge coming down towards us, and that's 1 bounce 4 straight over the keeper's head into the side screen behind the keeper, taking the score up to 93.
80 required from the remaining overs.
Okay. Anderson setting up with an open stance. That front leg's already cleared. And he slaps it. Oh, great shot. Backward of square. Not quite sure the fielder picked it up. Looking straight into the sun. And that is 4 more runs to Henderson, taking the score up to 97. 1 more boundary required to take the score past 100, which always looks slightly more respectable than a score of under 100. I think Mpungose is a little bit predictable here, knowing where it's going. Henderson can set himself. I think he needs to possibly change it up, either fire it in quick and straight or go a bit full and wider. But
change that boundary to a 4 there.
Henderson back on strike. Here he comes. Big swing and a miss again. That left leg really cleared out the way there, and play and miss through to tar for a dot ball. 1 more ball left in the over. Not sure if Henderson thinking of possibly just getting a single and trying to take down whoever's on to bowl the next over. Great, and that's it. Short from Mpungose. Henderson tries to ramp it over third man. Doesn't, gets thickish edge and well taken catch by Langa at short third man. And big celebrations on the field as the Free State Knights, ITEC Knights, return to Division 1 for next season. And that ends the chances of Mpumalanga Rhinos reaching the semi-finals. Good all-round performance, gentlemen, by the ITEC Knights. Certainly put in a Division 1 performance, if you might say. Started under difficulty circumstances early on, but had a great second half with the bat, and obviously a very good 20 overs with the ball.
Clinical performance there to finish it off for the Knights. Good disciplined bowling, and the man who started the wicket for the wickets for the Knights, finishing it off with a good catch there at short third man.
Good cricket all around. Good spell by Mpungose. Every time he bowls short, he knew exactly what he was doing, and there was like a 50-50 chance of getting a wicket. And looking at his figures, 4 overs, 4 wickets, 26 runs, that is a good spell indeed. Overall, I'll say Tian van Vuren, he's my man of the match. Looking at the way that he has bowled 4 overs, 14 runs, 1 wicket, and a good knock of 44 runs, creating a good chance for the Knights to be able to be where they are right now. I think his knock made it possible for them to actually
Bishop.
walk into the field with a smile on their face, knowing very well that if they bowl pretty well, they've got a good chance of winning this one. And a good credit to the captain of the Knights. He did his homework, went in, and he knew exactly what he needed to do, and he used his bowlers very well in terms of knowing where to bowl and how to bowl. Also with the field placement, he did pretty well.
Yeah, I think, massive momentum for the ITEC Knights going into the field, scoring 100 runs off the last 10 overs. You've got big momentum on probably not the easiest of pitches, and from there, starting with 2 wickets in the first over, your last 11 overs, your momentum is massively in your favour, and they just continued from there, and it was obviously a hard, tough comeback from there for the Mpumalanga Rhinos. And then, they kept getting wickets, kept losing wickets to the Rhinos and falling behind in the run rates. They hadn't got past a run a ball after 10 overs, so it was always going to be a tough chase. But when you're losing wickets as well, even tougher. And I think overall, well-deserved victory and by ITEC Knights, and I'm sure that there'll be a few celebrations tonight as they are on the long bus trip back tomorrow to Bloem, so possibly may well be a few sore heads tomorrow. Good celebrations and well deserved. It's been a good season for them. Ended top in the 50 over cup, 1 day cup, list A. They ended second in the first class system, and now they have guaranteed a home semi-final in the SA T20 challenge. And with that and how the point system works, no one can catch them, and they will be returning to Division 1 next season. And in their place is looking like either the Tuskers or the G-Bet Rocks. Tuskers had a good win last night, but the Rocks followed up this morning with a good win over the Dolphins. So fortune, it's favouring the G-Bet Rocks to stay up. Tuskers have to end 2 spots above the G-Bet Rocks for the G-Bet Rocks to come down to Division 2. But still lots to play for in the Division 1. As you know, that there's a double round, so it's home and away. They play 14 games, so lots more cricket ahead for them. But on that note, final words from you guys, and then we'll say goodbye from a lovely afternoon here at Uplands.
Credit to the 2 umpires, Mr. Ntuli and Mr. Roger. I think they were spot on. They handled the game very well, and most of their decisions were spot on, so I'll give them credit. 10 out of 10.
I think a good all-round performance by the Knights, and looks like the best team won today, but disappointing from the Rhinos. They've been working hard to do well in this tournament, and unfortunately for them, they haven't succeeded. Been quite where they'd like to be. I think they've got a lot more potential in the side, and hopefully with the hard work, and they can be slightly high up that ladder next year.
So on behalf of Ali, Ryan and myself, thank you for joining us, and that is the end of the cricket for the home fixtures for Mpumalanga Rhinos. They have one more game left. That's down at Buffalo Park in East London against Border, and with still obviously a lot to play for from a team perspective, but not from a possibility of making the semi-finals. So thanks again for joining us, and we look forward to having you all back with us next season for the T20 comp when it returns.
Who was the best?